Would you in chat have any advice for someone who may have been burnt out and dropped art looking to get back into it? Great question, Tons of Fudge. That is a very personal thing that requires some nuance. I can give general advice. Ultimately, it's up to you. If you are facing burnout, there's 3 kinds of burnout that I usually categorize mine in. There is idea burnout, motivation burnout, and execution burnout. Ideas is you just don't have any ideas. You want to draw something, but you don't know what. And then there's motivation, where it's like, I have ideas, but I don't want to do them. I'm tired. I feel like I've been grinding out art, but it's not hitting. And then the third one is nothing's looking right. Nothing's quite feeling like it's looking right. For the first 2, generally I go, your art will be there in a bit. You might just need to rest. The other thing I recommend for those 2 is if you are feeling like you're stagnating ideas or motivation wise, look at an art style that is different than yours, but you want to learn. And then look at books on how to do it. Looking online is fine, but there's something very nice about physical that kind of tricks your brain into thinking it is learning rather than scrolling through art forever. So finding an actual physical book can really help. Going outside, watching a movie, looking at art books of movies, studying film and seeing what you like about it, like the color, the design, the environments, the lighting, stuff like that. That can usually help with the 2 first burnouts. Sometimes it is you need to rest and refresh yourself. Sometimes you need to stop drawing art. Sometimes you need to do exercise. You may have been neglecting your own personal health. The last one, which is nothing is hitting right, you're not drawing the way you want to, but you have ideas and motivation, is your artistic eye. Most likely, which is, it's kind of the type of burnout that I am at, where it's not burnout, it's just a tricky part of where I'm at, is that your artistic eye has gotten stronger than your ability to draw. What does this mean? I will pull up the chart. For those of y'all who know it, the chart. I think it's called the Perceived Skill Chart. Yep, this is it. This is the Perceived Art Skill Chart. It's a bit complicated here. You can read it in your own time if you'd like. Long story short, your skill at making art is the blue. Your skill at evaluating and seeing the art is pink. This is when your art skill is really good. Meaning your art skill and your ability to see art and what it looks like feels like they are in sync. You feel like what you are doing is of the quality that you can see art. Skill at seeing and evaluating art can be influenced by what other art you are comparing your own art to, which is why I do not recommend comparing your art, but learning from other art. It's a very tricky balance, but you got to figure that out and unpack that your beginner art is not going to look like a professional's. That takes time. But you may be in this point, really, where what you see, it looks better than what you are able to produce. And that's because this graph is constantly doing this. It's constantly going up and down, but it is consistently going up in a semi-linear fashion. Just generally, there's a linear progression here. But if you keep following it, you are going to find that your art skill doesn't quite match what you perceive as good art. And sometimes what you perceive as good art does match your art skill. The art highs and lows are really, really tricky. You don't usually feel when your art skill is lower than, no, your perceived eye is lower than your art skill. Jeez. But you will feel it when it is the opposite, when your eye can see better than your arm can draw. It's tricky because really the answer is just to rest and chill and to be really nice to yourself. That is the best response.